There is a silent thief stealing from millions of people each day. It is not stealing their money or their possessions, but something far more valuable. It is stealing their time, and the tragedy is that most people do not even notice it happening. They move through their routines thinking they are working hard, believing they are productive, and convincing themselves that busy equals progress. But what they fail to see is that the way they are working is costing them countless hours every single week. If you feel exhausted at the end of your day yet cannot point to real results, then this message is for you. The truth is that the majority of wasted time does not come from laziness. It comes from inefficiency. People confuse motion with progress. They check emails constantly, jump between apps, scroll through information that has no impact on their goals, and spend hours reacting instead of creating. This cycle is seductive because it feels like work. Your mind tricks you into thinking you are being useful. But in reality, you are leaking precious hours into tasks that lead nowhere. Understanding this difference is the first step to breaking free. One of the biggest time traps is multitasking. For years, people were told that multitasking is a skill to be proud of, something that shows you are efficient. But research and decades of real-world experience prove the opposite. Every time you switch between tasks, your brain requires time to adjust. It is called context switching, and it drains mental energy. Even if the switch is only for seconds, those seconds multiply across the day into hours. When you focus on one task at a time, you finish faster, make fewer mistakes, and preserve energy. Working in a scattered way is like pouring water into a leaky bucket. No matter how hard you pour, you will never fill it. Another silent thief of time is meetings. Some meetings are essential, but most are nothing more than disguised procrastination. People gather, talk in circles, and feel productive without making real progress. After 30 minutes or an hour, everyone leaves with little to show for it. If your workday is filled with meetings that could have been handled in a short message or an email, then you are wasting hours every single week. The solution is simple but requires discipline. Every meeting must have a clear purpose, a strict time limit, and a defined outcome. Without these, you are simply draining the hours of everyone involved. Let us talk about one of the biggest distractions of the modern age: technology. Smartphones, apps, and constant notifications are designed to steal your attention. Every ping, buzz, or alert pulls you out of deep focus and throws you into reaction mode. Most people underestimate how much time they lose to these interruptions. It is not just the seconds spent checking the notification, it is the minutes required to get back into the flow of your work. Imagine losing 10 minutes of focus 10 times a day. That is nearly 2 hours gone every single day. Over a week, that adds up to a full workday wasted. The way you interact with technology will either make you productive or keep you chained to mediocrity. Here is where I want to pause and ask you something. Think about the last week of your life. How many hours can you say with certainty were invested in meaningful, high-value work? And how many were simply consumed by distractions, interruptions, and tasks that could have been avoided? This is not about guilt, it is about awareness. Because once you see where your time is really going, you can start to reclaim it. Another habit that wastes hours is poor planning. Many people start their day without a clear roadmap. They react to whatever comes their way, responding to emails, answering calls, and jumping from task to task. This is like setting out on a journey without a destination. You may move fast, but you are not going anywhere meaningful. Highly effective people spend time planning before they act. They know the top priorities for the day, and they protect time to work on them. When you work without priorities, you become a slave to other people's agendas. Your energy is scattered, and your time slips away unnoticed. Email is another common trap. Checking it too frequently can consume hours. For many professionals, email is not the work itself but merely a tool to support the work. Yet they allow it to dominate their entire day. Instead of batching email checks into focused sessions, they check constantly, reacting instantly to every new message. This habit not only steals time but also fractures concentration. A more disciplined approach is to set 2 or 3 specific times to handle email. By doing this, you take back control instead of allowing your inbox to control you. Perfectionism is also a hidden enemy of productivity. Many people spend hours polishing tasks that only required minutes. They fear criticism, so they overwork even the smallest details. While excellence is important, perfectionism becomes a trap that keeps you from moving forward. You must ask yourself, is this task truly worth the extra 2 hours, or am I chasing approval? The most successful people know when to stop. They deliver results that are good enough to create impact. Then they move to the next priority. Every minute spent chasing perfection on something minor is a minute stolen from progress on something major. Another way people waste time is by refusing to delegate. They try to do everything themselves, convinced that no one else can do it as well. While this may feel noble, it is inefficient. Your time is the most valuable resource you have. If you are spending hours on tasks that could be done by someone else, you are preventing yourself from focusing on what truly drives results. Delegation is not about being lazy, it is about working smarter. It allows you to multiply your time by empowering others to take responsibility. Procrastination is the most obvious time thief, but it is also one of the most destructive. It often hides behind excuses. People say they are waiting for the right moment, gathering more information, or organizing before they start. In reality, they are avoiding discomfort. The task may be difficult, so they delay. The irony is that the energy wasted worrying, delaying, and stressing about the task is usually more than the energy required to complete it. Procrastination turns small tasks into mental burdens that follow you around all day. By facing them head-on, you free yourself from the weight and reclaim hours of focus. An overlooked waste of time is overconsumption of content. People spend hours reading articles, watching videos, or scrolling social media in the name of learning or staying updated. While knowledge is valuable, it becomes a trap when it replaces action. There is a difference between learning and hoarding information. The most successful people balance learning with doing. They consume with intention, then immediately apply what they have learned. If you spend more time consuming than creating, then you are wasting hours that could be spent building your future. Now here is the interesting part.